allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Are you hearing us, Sandy?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep. All right, so we have one change to the agenda. We have a addition for drainage, tri-joint between Humboldt, Pocahontas, and
Palo Alto.
Palo Alto.
Okay.
Some addition, beaver trapping is what they've been doing, it looks like, the way the sheets are, so we will add that on so we can get that on our end approved and payment sent for our share. So with that...
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with that addition.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to amend the agenda with that addition. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes for the 25th.
I
A long sheet there.
I looked through them, I thought they looked right. I'll make a motion.
Yep, I agree with Rick, I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the 25th. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. General public concerns? Being none. Looks like Todd is on deck, or on up the bat, the way it looks.
Okay. I came a couple weeks ago and visited with you a little bit about this Destination Iowa grant opportunity. At that point, we talked about doing option one with that Reasoner Dam project. I guess we both kind of agreed that the matching requirement was probably more than we were ready to commit to at this point, because it's a 60-40 thing, and the 60 would have been 12 million from the county. So we kind of agreed we'll just kind of hang loose and see what happens. In the meantime, I guess I did a little more thinking. Looked through a webinar, like an informational thing on that grant again. And in there, they said you can use ARPA money to as a match for this grant. So I'm thinking, well, with what you have committed to doing some of those park improvements at Sheldon and Livermore, why not try to use that to leverage more free money? Maybe look into doing an application for those improvements at Sheldon and Livermore. Started working on the grant, and just doing some brainstorming. And I guess at that point, I don't know, Cole, did I reach out to you or you reached out to me, one or the other? But we had a kind of a informal discussion about maybe partnering on something a little bit bigger. Incorporating Sheldon, Livermore, along with, I know the city's interested in developing that Linares property, putting in like a little trail, shelter, parking area.
Correct, yep.
Am I missing anything?
I don't think so, yeah, just probably a playground, some other amenities, I mean, just to make it a usable space.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we also talked about, you know, the ped bridge, pedestrian bridge trail project that we've kind of both been working on.
Yep.
Seeing if we needed additional funding, if this was a good fit or not. We're not sure on the fit yet,
Yep.
but we did talk about that. I guess at that point in the discussion, we kind of, I guess, circled back to the dam. How can we make this work? And I guess I kind of have a crazy idea to throw at you, but I don't know. I just want to run it by you. What happens if we did apply as, for option two? The match for that would be $2.2 million from the county. We still have that, well, we still have about $400,000 from that bond that you guys did a year and a half ago or so. That could be used as part of the match. We would have to come up with the rest. But I don't know, I'm just looking at, this may be our opportunity to get funding from that ARPA money that I know we've kind of been waiting for. If we did move ahead, I would reach out to Brett Harklaw, let him know what's going on. He has told me that he has connections within the legislature, that he can get $15 million. They're just waiting for him to ask. If he was able to do that, at that point, we can pivot to option one, which I think consensus is that's probably the best option, or the way everybody would like to go. It's just a matter of how do you pay for it. If he was unsuccessful, we continue with option two. I mean, you're kind of at a crossroads, you're kind of at a standstill now for a while. To me, it's a way of, you kind of give Brett and Gordy and that group their chance, okay? Because in my mind, I think everyone agrees the county can't afford that $20 million bond. I mean, I don't want to speak for Brett, but I think even Brett would agree that that's probably not going to pass. So, if he was able to get that money rounded up, we go down option one's path, and if he wasn't, we go down option two, and you either way move the project forward. Crazy idea, you can shoot me down, but I was just gonna run it by you.
Well, I don't think it's crazy, it's probably realistic. That's the thing, you know, like you say, the funding part, I'm sure the majority of the people would like it to see the way it was, but the funding part,
It's just how you pay for it, that's been the question for the last 20 years, and that's why it's still sitting there, nothing getting done.
Well, I guess if I could jump in quick too, so the reason Todd and I had a conversation was because the Destination Iowa grant is all based on regional recreation and tourism, so...
and partnership, they always mention it.
Yes, exactly. So in an effort to get the most competitive application possible, we'll throw in our project, potentially the trail and pedestrian bridge. We have a meeting set up with the grant manager today, I think at 2:30, so we'll have more information now on what's all eligible, but our conversation stemmed from just getting the most competitive application possible, and that's when we circled back to the dam a little bit too, and said, okay, is this a way where we can get, you know, a majority of the funding for that project as well? I know it's not a requirement, but they mentioned that projects under $5 million probably won't be that competitive in this grant, so it's a really big regional scope here. So the more we can partner and throw stuff in, the better chance we probably have. And that's where I started getting involved too, is how can the city, you know, help out with that too, so.
Yep, they really stress the regional
Definitely,
attraction
yep.
importance, or even out-of-state importance as far as what you're going to be submitting in that scoring system, so.
Yeah, I think at a minimum, you know, with or without the dam, you're gonna do an application for your improvements, and we'll do one for ours, and probably combine them, but the main question was the dam at this point, and that's
Whether
where...
or not we include the dam.
Correct, yep.
That's, I guess, you can direct me as far as how you want me to proceed there. It is what it is, but I just thought I'd
So,
bring it up.
getting back to your original point, you're gonna, some of the stuff already approved, you know, some of it's like campground improvements?
Yes.
You're going to put those into this grant
You can
process?
use those dollars as part of your match requirement.
So you're gonna utilize,
I'm trying to leverage those
Yeah.
to, we would add a playground and, develop the trail system in Sheldon even more than it already is.
Right.
It's just kind of a bonus type thing. You really have nothing to lose. The application's relatively simple. I mean, they don't ask for the stars. There's a couple engineering requirements. I mean, we'd have a small bill from an engineer, but when you look at the possible reward, I'd take that chance or make that trade. It'd be well worth it, I think, to pursue. Just a way to get some more free money, or quote, free money, I guess. Nothing's free.
Yeah.
but you need to tie in cost of this dam, whatever option, to make it worthwhile to even do it.
Not necessarily, Eric. It would score better, because at that point you can sell the camping improvement aspect. People could come there and camp and then do the canoe, kayak, tube thing on the river, enjoy the trail system where you can go across the river, walk to Sheldon Park. You tie all that together in one big package. And what I'm understanding is that big package is really what they're looking for with their applications. If that makes sense.
Are we gonna pull in connecting our Three Rivers Trail with the Webster counties?
Rick, I would like to, but with that said, the conversations that I've had with Matt Cosgrove is he's very supportive, but our match on that project would be right at the $1.1 million mark. Webster's would be right at the about $800,000 mark. He was kind of leery, they've got a lot of projects going. He said his board of supervisors would be supportive, he just wasn't sure if they would be willing to commit that $800,000 right now. And I mean, obviously, I guess I wasn't sure about the response I would get from you guys, just walking in here on a Monday morning and saying, hey, I need a commitment for $1.2 million by May 9th. That's a lot of money. And Rick, I agree, that's a good project, and I would like to include it, but I don't know, what are your thoughts as far as that $1.2 million match from us?
Well, my thoughts, it would be great someday to have a paved trail, bike trail between here and Fort Dodge.
Yep, and
It would be great.
in talking to Matt Cosgrove, I feel very confident we can make that happen sometime. Our goal, our target goal is 2026 or before. It's just that the timing of, I mean, there's just a really quick turnaround with this,
Yeah.
this grant.
Yeah, it's a short window.
Oh, boy.
It's a short window.
And they have been somewhat flexible in that pledges count as a match, so if you wanted to, you could do, some sort of a motion, second, vote on it, hey, we pledge to commit, whatever, $2 million to this grant, and that, for now, is good enough as a match, but, again, I'm just looking for some direction. How do you guys want me to proceed, and I guess Cole and I will work out the details from there.
Well, this morning I got a message from Brett while I was riding the bike, and it said, they've set up this Save the Dam, group, Save Lake Nokomis, Humboldt, Iowa, and supposedly by tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow, they're gonna have it on Facebook. And it says, just got this going this weekend, I hope we can get 1,000 people, in the next few weeks. He's flying back this Thursday and should be able to get a report from the two companies that, would be willing to study our dam and how much it's gonna cost. I said, well, thanks for the update. That's the direction, or they're waiting on the report from whoever the people are that they have talked to. I guess, to me, it isn't like we got machines sitting down there waiting to start tearing something up. And if they're a lot cheaper than, like he has quoted it, I think we'd be stupid to jump at a $20 million until we get numbers from this other company. That's my opinion. And I don't have a problem, whatever we're doing, which direction.
Destination Iowa grant, 'cause that could be separate from the dam project, correct, or does it?
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to include the dam project
That's what I
in it.
thought.
I just looked at it as a way maybe to move things forward, because we've been kind of at a standstill.
Yeah.
And it would help the grant itself score better, because it would, be more of a regional type attraction, a little few more dollars, but it does not necessarily have to include the dam, no. So if you would rather sit on it and rather wait, that's fine. But that's why I'm here today.
Well, I guess my opinion is, and just strictly me, if this other company comes in and whatever their number is, we're gonna know, and whatever the number is this other company already gave us, we know where that's at. So we can either look at it and say, we don't have enough money for the top prize here, or this is so much cheaper.
Okay.
To me, if we had a whole bunch of money that we're looking to dump, I think it would be beneficial to force the wait. That's my opinion. And I guess the direction that you guys, however the city and you and the county, if we can work together, I'm I'm for it.
Okay.
Well, the idea of getting some grant money for already known projects is great.
Yep.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
just-
But I know, you said, no, that isn't a big, huge, multi-million dollar deal, and they, may not look at it.
Yeah, it may not score that well, but it's still worth a shot. We'll submit an
I mean-
application for sure.
But that, then everything is doable.
Yep.
Then it's just a little extra help for things that are doable, that are improvements, that will bring more people, especially on the campground improvements and playground things, things that you've already
Yep.
kind of more known quantities.
I think we'll still have a good application.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The other stuff is so far up in the air.
Okay.
Rick mentioned that trail hookup, you know, yes, everything costs a lot of money, but for sustainability and usage, that would be phenomenal, because those things are also a proven entity.
Yep.
No, you don't have to worry about running over bikers on Lone Tree Road all the time.
No.
Yeah, so things like that, and I know that you're,
Because they use that road a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very popular.
yeah, it's a little sketchy too,
Mhm.
but,
So I was just looking at, we've always talked about that ARPA money coming down the pike, and at first it was 2.1 billion, and all of a sudden it's 100 million.
Yeah, it's getting.
they're whittling it down a bit.
I think
Well, they're just
this-
taking it for other purposes.
This is our opportunity, if you're gonna utilize that ARPA money for the dam, and that's why I'm here.
Mhm.
If you wanna pass, that's fine, but I did approach you about doing it, so.
Well, the other thing I think is, sooner or later, we gotta decide what direction we're gonna, I mean, if this Brett and that group come with numbers, then we at least have something to
Yeah.
compare.
Yeah.
But pretty
Give
quick, we gotta
give them the
decide.
opportunity to give us their proposal.
Yeah, it can't be, well, it'll be here next month, it'll be here next month. I know it keeps getting shoved and he's trying to speed it up. So I guess that's my opinion. Sooner or later, we have to make a decision.
Go for it. What are you out if you don't get it? Go for it.
But just the park and the...
Well, the problem is, the commitment is...
Throw into it to get it looking better, do it.
But exclude the dam or include the dam? I guess I'm not sure.
Include all of it. Put it all in the one basket and see where we let the dice before, See where we get.
Well, I guess the worst case scenario is,
We don't
you
get
got $20 million that, that's what the cost is. We take the 20 million for the option one, or you guys are bound to go with option two.
I'm not? Okay, gosh, maybe I wasn't clear enough.
Yeah, I think I understood.
It's just a match commitment that I think is a little
Yeah.
factor right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause if you move forward, that you're agreeing to match X millions of dollars.
Have it secured.
You have to say that, if we get the grant, we'll cough up, what, $2+ million?
For option two, it'd be about 2.2, but if you went with option one, it's 12.
12.
Yeah.
I come up with.
Tend to go back to Bruce, and there's some numbers floating around, or studies floating around to get to numbers. That makes more sense, because you commit to something, and you get the grant,
Now you
somewhere
got
between
funding.
2.2 and $12 million you committed to.
I would apply for option two.
But,
So option one is kind of out of the picture unless, say, the dam group was able to get that 15 million from the
Right.
legislature. Which
and I
Come up with a number that's a lot smaller.
a lot.
I know at one of our meetings, you made the comment, or maybe I understood it wrong, but option two, we could get funding from the FEMA to do that.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
That's an open door. It hasn't been done anywhere else, but that project would meet all of the requirements for a FEMA hazard
Because
mitigation.
what you're doing is reducing the floodplain.
Yes, you would be.
So that part would be attractive to FEMA.
Yes.
Because that would take a lot of the city of Humboldt out of the floodplain.
Yep. Again, I think we would have a strong case to be made for doing something like that. It just hasn't been done before. And we had always talked about using the ARPA. So again, I'm just here letting you know, this is our opportunity. If you guys wanna hold off, see what Brett comes up with, down the road, go the FEMA route, that's fine. Again, I'm just here to feel you guys out, give you some direction, and I'll do what you tell me.
How soon do you have to have this grant put in?
This one, May 9th, 1 week from today.
Oh, that's a tight schedule.
Yeah.
And that's what I said, it's a quick turn. It's geared towards projects that are
Smaller.
already gonna happen.
Yeah.
And they may be looking for that little bit of additional funding to just push them over the hump. Like, Webster County's gonna apply, they've got that nature center / park in downtown along the river. It's gonna happen anyway, but they're gonna submit an application to
Okay.
basically,
Well, I'd say, my opinion would be to put your application in excluding the dam, because I hate to tell you that we're gonna commit $2 to $12 million.
because if I went that
Second.
route, I would come next Monday and ask for a resolution of
Yeah.
support from you for $2.2 million. I would have to
Right,
have that,
right.
so that's why I'm here today, again.
Mhm.
Thanks for summing that up, Rick.
Well, I'm not sure that the bank would be willing to listen for that kind of money. You'd have to dress up awful nice to go down there, wouldn't you, Rick?
Probably. I mean, it's not undoable for the county to come up with that kind of money. It would just take some budgeting.
I guess even backtracking, if you committed that 2.2, I could then circle back, talk to the DNR, you would get funding from them, talk to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, you would get additional funding from them. That 2.2 wouldn't be 2.2, but
Yeah.
just because of the quick turnaround, I would have to have that resolution
Mhm.
next week.
Yeah.
It would be less, I can assure you of that, but it's just, I don't know, you're scrambling, trying to get all this stuff rounded up in a short period of time and trying to make the best of it.
Right.
Go with what you know what your projects are, you know what you can work with the things you mentioned, even crossing over into the city. That's a known quantity.
Okay. Good, that's what I was looking for.
All right. Is the grass turning green anywhere?
It's pretty slow this
You got the blades all sharpened on?
Yeah, they're ready to go, but I don't know, it might be another week or two, although it looks better this weekend.
Little sunshine will bring a lot of good things from everybody.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jail inspection report.
Hmm?
The jail inspection report, do you guys have that in your packet?
I don't know.
Ah, dig.
Okay, hopefully.
Ben stuff.
I don't see it.
Unless it's
What are you
stated
looking-
to the application for approval of the
No.
I doubt it is.
What are you looking for, Rick?
Jail inspection.
No, I don't see it.
Inspection report.
Don't see it.
I read it. It was, emailed.
Did it pass?
Yes.
Well, that's...
It passed. That was the good news. The good news is it passed and
We don't have to evict our residents.
well, we're in business for another term, I guess, of, that would be another huge cost if they, in order to,
I know I had the conversation with Dean, I think we need to raise our jail.
Yes.
I think so too.
Because, I mean,
We have more
we're charging $55 a day.
visitors from other counties because
Yeah.
they're full and...
Yeah,
I don't know
It's
if
cheaper for them to send them off
Yeah,
and
they'll
house
keep
them.
them.
Yep.
And the hotel is way over that, double that almost.
Right.
So, I mean, we should be getting our a fair amount.
Well,
Yeah, I know that
because ours
conversation.
is cheaper to run, I don't know why our cost is...
I think it does need to be bumped
But
up.
his, Dean thought ours, it's ours, like they say, it's better to run it full than one or two people in there.
Yeah,
Cause
I agree
then you
with
make
that.
more money full than you do
I still
quarter
think,
full.
think it could go up incrementally.
It could.
Well, anyway, she's getting a copy of that. All it basically stated was, it's old, but it passed the
Meets
the criteria of what they need to do, and
We're
very well.
grandfathered in and we
Yes.
can stay there.
it was very well taken care of. The inspection included the expansion of staff records requirement, prisoner files, jail policy, procedures, and a tour of the jail. Humboldt County Jail is an older facility, but it is very clean and well-maintained and well-managed. Documents appear to be complete and available for inspection.
Well, that is a pretty good report.
So,
Therefore, I would make a motion to accept and place on file the Humboldt County Jail Inspection Report.
we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Get me to sign this one.
Yeah, have a drink.
All right, we have, I'm guessing that scanner, unless you have,
I did check with Marco, they're still getting a bid together on the scanner and the other, scanner
printer
machines and
dates.
printers, yep. So then, she just met with me to get more information on who has everything and what we actually need, so.
So I have a question on, I don't even have a clue how many printers and stuff we have, but are all those things like different ages? I'm assuming
Mhm.
ours in here is different than the treasurer's, or you share, right?
We share with the treasurer, the
But
auditor,
like
the
the auditor or
assessor,
the
and
assessor,
they share down there.
okay. So are they don't all come due the same year, I guess that's my,
No.
Bless you.
so we would be able to
Sorry.
make that, if we put them all into, lump them into one, they would continue to filter them,
Yes, they come due at different times,
okay?
I think. There's
As
two
long as we
of
don't
them
have
right.
4 or 5 printers.
And I really think this printer that we're discussing
Large format.
will get used heavily the first 2 years, and then after that it'll be sporadic.
Right,
So it should last a long time.
I think so too.
Yeah, 'cause once they get...
Once you get everything scanned,
It'll be just, yeah, as needed.
as needed after that, but the first 2 years will probably get used.
So you're thinking that if you have it, it should last for quite a while.
That's what I'm thinking.
But there again, remember, you'll have a maintenance contract.
Mhm. And they are per sheet after, I think, like 1,500 copies or something like that.
But that might speak to your thought process too. You wouldn't have a big expense after the
After
initial.
the first cost.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you wanna just table that until we hear back from them for next week?
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, Trish, with the Marco in particular, trying to figure out to where everything, and I think Bruce mentioned it, is covering everything that they have for the printers and such, that it's a one contract deal, it covers everything, so you don't have that sporadic, one over here, one over here, one over here, one over here, this comes due, that comes due, it's all on one contract even?
Yeah, eventually it would be.
That's what you're shooting for there?
Mhm. So then they can help consolidate prices and,
Yes.
So they're not coming every 3 months to look at a different printer, so they look at them all when they come.
Yeah, and then...
every entity's got one, it seems like, and they're
And it's-
not under they would be under like the auditor's office, and then we just bill them out appropriately for each
Yeah, so it'd be in a lump
department.
together instead of individual. And then the scanner, you're still waiting for information from Marco as to what that would entail.
Cost, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 2 separate deals, so yeah, if you don't really have anything on either, I think we just table it and see what it looks
Table
like
it when
next
we
week.
hear back from them.
Hopefully you'll hear this week.
We'll put it back on the agenda and, get it finished up. Do you wanna do committee reports, or do you wanna go into drainage?
I'd suggest,
You gotta wait for Ben.
Let's do our drainage.
9:15.
I'll make a motion that we go into drainage to wrap up that small
Okay.
matter.
I have a motion.
Second.
and a second to go into drainage. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Pose same sign. We are in drainage at 9:00.
And Pocahontas sent us some billing on beaver trapping. And it's on Tri-Joint 1, which is Pocahontas, Palo Alto, and Humboldt. And so we just need approval of those.
We have just a small portion of that, so I'm sure it's gonna be not very many dollars, so.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment for beaver trapping for the Tri-Joint District.
How much was it for?
Well, I'll second Rick's motion and then answer Dave's question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking to see,
Now, what is our share?
Are they Humboldt County beavers or Pocahontas County?
They're poking beavers.
uniforms, we don't know.
They don't have any identification.
No, one's, let me see. Section 25 in Pocahontas, 26 Pocahontas, 24, 13, and 1. So these are all in Pocahontas County, but since we share the district, and I
there's
don't know...
no cost on them.
There's no cost?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It
Don't
just-
they have a per head bounty?
Well, I'm guessing they should, but it doesn't state that they're, all it says is they have permission to grant,
$40 per beaver, and there's 3, 5, 10, 16, and another 9.
Holy cow.
That's a lot of beavers.
So-
Is that a line total, or else was it on each page?
Comes on each page here.
Oh, that's a lot of beavers.
That is a lot of beaver.
So what did I have, 16 plus 9, 25 beavers times 40 is $1,000.
And I think our percentage is either 6%, it's minute.
Very small.
That's what I say, if I remember the last time we had a claim on that, it was very few dollars.
Remember offhand what they are.
well, how do you wanna do it? You wanna okay it and have her get the number that we are going to be, our percentages?
I think that's fine, I mean, we know what it is.
A third of,
It's
a small third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really necessarily a third even, is it?
No, I think it's like 6%.
Yeah.
Of the total bill.
Yeah, I would, I think that we just approve it, so they're looking for approval probably to do
They're just
drilling.
looking for approval to move forward with it.
Yeah. Although I will say that is a lot of beavers at one time, but they must have accumulated their billing.
That's probably the whole winter's worth.
Could be the whole year's worth,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
some.
Well, I will accept the motion, or did we get a motion? We got a motion and a second
We got
already?
questions answered.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pay our percentage of the said beaver trapping, so any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries.
Because that's a huge district, that one is.
But the Humboldt County's is a small part.
Yeah.
So, the percentage would be low on that, whatever the total is.
25.
It's mostly
You want me to just sign it?
Palo Alto and Pocahontas.
You want me
Yeah,
to
I
stamp
can
it?
sign it, it's fine, just first one.
So for our county, that'd put it northwest. Humboldt
Hate to be
County.
a pain to Pocahontas, but
Yeah, that
they could
area would
give us
be,
a percentage of what the 25 are gonna cost us. Will they be tattooed, and so we know if they come to Humboldt County, we can retrap them?
they better be dead.
Well, I hope so, but
They better not be
I can't say it on the radio.
They're them for live beavers and letting them go so they can catch them again.
No, I'm hoping not, but I didn't want it to be PETA friendly.
That's right.
All right, anything else in drainage? I was gonna ask, is there, do we hear anything from the city?
I do have, I only got a copy of the last improvement of the storm sewer improvements by Jet, and it does not show the tile going far enough over to, Jared Hatcher's. It goes into that, connects into the larger thing. So I'm still assuming that it's all city.
That's all what?
City storm.
But the city storm ties into 13, right? I'm assuming it does?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But where this, are you thinking, Trish, that where this issue's located, it's a city's issue? It's not...
Well, it's a city storm pipe where this water dumps into.
Right, so therefore, if it's undersized or
I don't know if it's really undersized.
engineered or whatever,
I think they should have a surface drain of some sort.
Well, I think that's what it is.
It is a surface, it is
it's not a very good one.
It's just running,
Well, the problem is, Jared wants to extend the surface drain to the north side of his property, because currently it's on the south side of his property.
Going through his property to get to the surface drain.
Right.
Yeah, he would like to put a berm up at the north end with the intake on the north side of his property, so his property isn't a river.
or have them take that pipe at the bottom side and bury it.
That's what I mean.
That's what
I'm saying.
And that way
Get
you,
the inlet up here instead of down here.
but the way that water runs, I mean, it's...
It'll still run across
It's
his
gonna run.
property, I think.
But it'll have an opportunity not,
Slow it down,
yeah, it'll get into, but if that's going into a city storm drain, where it does now, and he's asking for an extension, like Rick said, further north, that would still be on the city to extend their storm drain
Yeah.
intake, because it's not an issue of...
It's not a county main.
No, it's not an issue of, the connection of said tile into the, was it DD 13 district?
Yeah.
The connection into there is fine, so it's not really a drainage district issue, it's a city storm sewer issue.
Mhm.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we pursue to make them
Well, yeah.
something.
Well, that, I'm guessing that's gonna have to probably be done by Jared, 'cause that's really not, I mean, we don't have the ability to walk in there and say... well,
It isn't district related,
in our district.
then he could have the discussion with the city folks
Yep.
and say, what Rick just mentioned, instead of having it run across my property to go into the out inlet, let's have it, can you push it further north with the
Yeah.
surface drain?
I don't think you'll want it,
That's kind of their decision.
right,
Hopefully it could work with them.
all right. Well, while we're in drainage, I thought we'd bring that up.
Good work, Trish.
Thank you, and...
Thank you.
it was, I don't know who sent that to you, but
Gloria.
I'll reach out to...
Yeah, I
Jared.
pulled out the drainage maps, and I couldn't see any county mains
doesn't
going
go
up
up
that
there.
way.
No.
That's city.
And I don't know where, you know, that big intake there, the corner of Jet, does that tie, it goes across the street and then dumps down somewhere below?
Mhm.
I don't know how that,
It's like on the back side of Jet.
yeah, it's right here on the,
Right.
right there on the corner of the building, they put a great, but there's intakes all along the north side of their building, and it runs, and then it dumps somewhere. So I didn't know if it was coming across the street and dumping out there on the, like, on the surface, if that was all of a sudden the... So it comes across the street, but it doesn't show anything after that.
No.
Well, we can look into it. Anything else in drainage?
Motion to go out.
Second?
Motion and second to get out of drainage at 9:10. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. I thought I heard Ben's voice out
I
there.
think Dave was out there, so...
Well,
Getting ready to come in here.
We can, oh, there they are. Morning.
Yeah, morning.
just an FYI, this is the first time we've ever been waiting on you.
I was sitting outside.
I know you were, I said it earlier.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, we're 5 minutes early, but...
5 minutes early. How we doing?
Well, we've been...
The one main item that I've got on the agenda is to approve an application to work in the county's right-of-way for dust control with Pro Co-op. Sent you guys a copy of the list of names that they've had on there. They're all broken down by townships. Just guessing, it looks like there's about 20. Pro was not the awarded, but they sent a letter out to all of their previous contracts, and some of these people had already issued checks to Pro.
Sent the money
before
in
they got-
already.
Yeah.
And I can see the confusion there.
So is that,
Pro jumped the gun.
Pro getting back to whenever we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Pro had the contract a year ago,
The last couple of years, Pro has had the contract.
so they, jumped the gun, sent it out without officially getting awarded anything.
They sent the letter out before we'd even taken the quotes on it.
So, right, okay, so this is an effect of that, where,
Because typically, we only have about 2 or 3.
that's what I say about, yeah,
Yeah.
somebody that wants something a little different than whatever are contracted.
There's usually one property owner that wants Dino's, otherwise everybody else is just whoever the low.
But apparently, you've got a very good listing here, this isn't gonna cause any confusion with the awarded contract.
I mean, it's taken away from,
Right.
work from the awarded contract.
It is,
But it's magnesium chloride versus
Mhm.
lignin.
And the hassle that would require to everybody get their money back and stuff, it's,
Right.
but, and ultimately, like you said,
hopefully it
even,
won't happen again.
If it happens again, I'm just gonna start sending out, these are the qualified, applicators,
Mhm.
and stop taking quotes.
Is this,
Yeah.
is their rates similar?
The rate's the same, it's just the product is different.
Just different product and...
It's hard to tell whether it's on,
It's hard to see for a blade operator coming through.
and then,
Tell the difference.
yeah, so then they blade the rock in front of the place, and then we get a
Then they get
complaint,
mad.
and then they say, can you come and reapply, because you ruined my dust control.
Our answer will be no,
Yeah,
but the lignin goes down and it's,
Dark.
darker
Darker color.
It's tree sap.
yeah.
Holds its color a lot longer even when it's been raining.
Right. But as far as effectiveness of dust control, magnesium's just as good of a product.
just don't see it as
You
well.
just don't see it as well.
Ultimately, the property owners pay, are the ones that end up paying for this anyway, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason that we send out asking for quotes is to try and get the cheapest price possible for...
Because they get a bigger quantity,
Mhm.
and they can say, we'll do whatever, how many hundreds versus a couple.
Right, where, other counties out there, like, say Webster County, they just send, or advertise a letter out and say, these are the 3 applicators, choose one of the 3. You don't know what the price is gonna be unless you call all 3 of them.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Well, with that,
Well, yeah, I mean, we got that discussed prior to, so I would make the approval for the application to work in the right-of-way for Pro Co-op to apply the dust control at the listed locations that we have.
I'll second that.
all right, we have a motion and a second to approve the applications for the work in the right-of-way for Pro Co-op line dust control along with the other company that we had hired, Wessels.
Yep.
And
We haven't gotten the list from Wessels.
right, but we have the list of the Pro Co-op customers,
Well, at least you know who you're dealing with.
so I guess we'll do our best to flag them and make everybody happy, so with that, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
You have to wait till 9:30.
I imagine we do,
Yeah.
just in case somebody drops one
Somebody
in.
were doing
So what should we chat about?
Well, we have committee reports.
Then we had...
Yeah, we could do that.
Said she didn't get the information on the scanner, the lady was, or the person
Marco
was...
had
it.
Marco was getting
out.
Yeah,
She met with me on Friday
so
on
hopefully next
everything else
week,
and trying to put everything together, so.
That's fine.
then we'll have a decision for next week and we can talk about it, get something done.
Like I said, I mean, this is a long time coming, so.
Right. I don't think Dave's gonna be that ambitious to wanna start on it like the next morning after the scanner.
I can't wait.
I wanna stop just to watch for a while anyway.
On that
That-
too,
that-
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Ben, that, I think that was a quote you provided us, and I don't remember the name of the company, but was
Access,
that valid for,
Stones,
X length of time?
usually, yes. The date was April 14th that she gave the quote, and it says pricing is good to May 15th,
Okay,
so.
so you do have that, number,
Yeah, I can
that's
give you- I'll
valid?
give you guys this copy. It's got sales and service agreement for it as well.
All right,
Leave that with
That's
Trish.
wages.
Oh, okay.
It's all one copy.
Oh, this is, we're gonna give this to Trish.
Okay. Gotcha.
all right. Well, with that, we'll
I just like...
wait till 9:30.
Yeah, his desk drawer isn't full yet, so he's
do the
fine.
bids, but we might as well do our committee reports.
On Wednesday, I did a Zoom, that was the 27th with, Rolling Hill for mental health. We're just trying to go over and figure out what we're gonna be spending, gotta get our fund balance spent down. So we're trying to, of course, use our dollars the best way that we can. So they're doing some evidence-based, work so that we can get the numbers and the dollars, see, if we need to, we have two providers now that do mobile crisis and, in-house, so we're trying to decide whether we need to go to just one. The problem is, our, is so, big, you have to have your, like mobile crisis, you have to be able to respond within you had to be within 120 miles and, be able to respond within a certain time frame. So that's where our issue is because we're such a long region. We're working on that. That's our biggest thing right now.
Okay? Is that it?
I'm sorry, yes, that is it.
Okay.
Monday the 25th, I had a VA meeting, approving claims. And Wednesday the 27th, we had a Midas meeting in Fort Dodge. That's all the official.
Okay, Monday, the 25th, that afternoon, had a building families meeting in Clarion that afternoon.
All right, Tuesday, I had a phone conversation with Dave Minicus on our old landfill out northeast of town here. And we're gonna pursue what they call an environmental covenant, which is what you have to do after it's closed anyway, but we're gonna do it a few years early to save us. If we get this covenant from the DNR, it reduces our testing. Because we've been testing and we're not finding anything for years. It's been very good out there, and we're just, to me, we're wasting our money with all this testing. So we requested an environmental covenant from the DNR, and if we get that, then we can reduce our testing by a lot. The one thing that Dave suggested that we do before we get into this environmental covenant on the landfill is maybe survey off the farmland that's out there, so it is separate from the landfill, because, no garbage has ever been put on it. So, then that area is excluded from the landfill for down the road forever,
Okay, so you'd have to get a licensed land surveyor to parcel it off.
parcel it off. And he thought it wouldn't be too big of a deal.
Roughly, how big a chunk would you say that is?
Oh, 40 acres at least,
That's a good chunk.
half the 80 out there at least. So that way, you know, it wouldn't cost much to do it, and then it is separate in case down the road they come out with some crazy rules that you gotta start doing something more, you know.
Which, that one sunsets in
2020, December or something of 25, I think, which isn't too far away. But this is something he thought we should do before we, in the process of this environmental covenant, if we
So
could
can
grant
they-
that.
Actually lease, or rent that land out then?
Yeah, we have been.
You have?
Yeah, it's been rented out for I don't know how long.
Quite a while.
Yeah, we have a farmer who farms it. And the other portion, the guy rents it for, mows it for hay.
Okay,
Is it Spellmeyer that farms it?
No.
Well, that would be a good idea.
That's what I thought, you know, just,
Get that
being it's
section-
clean, we don't have a problem with it, let's get it surveyed
Get that
off.
sectioned off before that
Agree.
covenant.
And, I mean, we don't have to put a fence in or anything, we just need to get the survey pins and recorded as separate.
It's away from the old landfill.
Yeah, being as it has nothing to do with it. So, we have sent the DNR a letter requesting this environmental covenant on that. And then, Tuesday evening, we went down to the regional landfill in Fort Dodge, and we had a interview process for a new CEO. We interviewed 2 individuals. We did offer the job to one. They needed to notify their current employer, so I'm not gonna release the name on that yet. But we had a very good candidates, and, I think we're gonna have very good luck with this CEO, so, that was good news. That's about all I had.
so do you want, are you gonna reach out to somebody to have that surveyed then, or are you gonna wait till you hear from the DNR to see if they're gonna, or how do we proceed with
I
that?
think we'll survey that land off anyway,
Right?
just get it surveyed off.
Which I think they still have one, right? Midwestern now, or don't they have a licensed land surveyor?
I'm sure they do. He even said Ben could do it,
I can put the pins in, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to sign the...
the documents. Okay, so then it'd be a waste of time to have you do it,
Yeah.
really. Okay, I'll talk with Dave about that then,
Okay.
and see, what
If
we
we
charge.
want us to set the pins, we can set the pins, we can shoot it and everything, we just can't sign the
Document.
legal document.
You're not a licensed surveyor.
I'm not a licensed land surveyor, no.
Okay. All right. But, I think that's something we'll pursue and get that done before we go down that road.
Good. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Tuesday, the 26th, I had Udmo, it was actually in person, down in Fort Dodge. And then Thursday, CFR, I did Zoom, the Zoom marathon. That was my week.
Did, the gal that you offered the job from Udmo, did she accept?
Yes, she did. And I'm still trying to get her down here for your interview, Kent. She said, did she reach out to you?
I heard from the...
Office?
Yeah,
All
the
right.
lady, and she gave me her email and phone contact, so I might just do it. See what she
Okay.
wants to do, send her some questions, or...
Well, she said she'd like to try to come down and get to different offices, so hopefully she'll come this way. Well, we're still 5 minutes from...
Take a short recess?
We can take a short recess. Do you wanna do that officially? Do you have the Jeopardy theme song we can play?
You all right, and I just take a break.
doing?
As soon as the kids have a heated, basement or, garage.
Dan, I think I know this, but I got a question on your,
Yeah?
this is very good work here, but, either one of these, but if you take a look at this one, there's one 10-by-10 section?
No, there's 90 feet,
Yeah, but, so how, that doesn't tell me how, I mean, is it
90 foot long,
one, is it 90 feet long?
90 feet long plus end sections,
But how many pieces are there involved?
divided by 6.
Oh, they're 6 foot?
6
Okay,
footers.
so it's 90 feet, and it's that much a foot.
Yep.
That's, okay, so there's sections, I was thinking sections, so there's 6
They're
box,
6 foot pieces.
boxes, and then these are
Did you visit with
each
them?
length foot, each, then the end sections are each.
Yep.
Okay, so that's where my confusion came, I don't know how many sections are in 90 feet.
Well, we were talking the other day, and you were telling me about that, and I just put it on my
Oh, yeah.
note.
15 6-footers,
On the new,
because of the
Yeah.
angle that it's,
Really?
that one runs at.
And-
Yeah, it's like a 60-degree skew.
Okay,
I did talk to Midwest Technology.
and if my thinking is this one out,
Working
would
on
be
it
directly
yet,
east of
yeah.
Bruce Falls.
Yes.
He's working with,
Curious, when you look at that, it's 90 plus the,
and we're looking at a $400 a month
The end sections are 20 foot each.
savings on our phone bill.
well,
So
longer than you think it is.
long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we always will take 400
And then
bucks.
this one, so this would be,
And
42
we
foot.
coordinated with,
and then just one,
circuit court,
One standard end
electronic
section,
engineering and everything for the cameras and that, so. we
modified
should
end
be-
section.
and modified end section.
Did you hear anything on, did they have any issues
'Cause this-
upstairs at the trial?
Yeah, that's not near as,
That's good.
No, I mean, it's shallow and it's perpendicular.
okay.
Hey,
Well,
Ben,
that answers that question.
Trish sent out an email for us about bidding electronically,
Okay.
and how that would work. I guess,
It's a new update from the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
and it just made a reference in there that, I'd have to have a way of checking to make sure whatever time the bid was received, so that the contractor would have made his time, I'm assuming.
Well, I know, and you guys as contractors can speak up, but as far as bidding electronically, they're already doing it for the DOT. I'm not sure how you do it on the local level. I know there was some legislature here recently, to be able to do it on a local level, as well as, advertising the project electronically.
Did you forward that to him?
Passed, but
Yeah, I will. It actually came from Ehlers and Cooney, so I'll just forward that to you right now.
have you guys been submitting electronically for local projects?
Just for universities have done it, it's the same as, the DOT,
So then does it, like, an email, does it stamp that you sent it to us at,
Yeah, we
say,
get
8:50?
a submission receipt back,
Hmm.
time it is.
That way it would verify your time was before the requested. As long as I'm not the one that has to deal with it.
Yeah.
If I erased them, then I'd be...
That I don't know.
That has happened. Wrong button.
Yeah.
We as counties have always been able to piggyback off of the DOT's license to be able to view the contracts and everything on there, but we don't have a separate license like the DOT where we can put it out.
Well, I guess we've reached the said 9:30 time frame.
Aha.
There he is. Got the weapon of
Got my weapon out there.
choice for opening things up.
have your own. I brought this big one here.
Thank you.
I've been getting it sharpened too, just for you.
Oh, I'll use it.
Give it blank in for, I know, I don't wanna be a pain, but
Anybody else?
if you have them all out there, I guess that's the easiest
Yeah.
way.
Pass them on.
Okay,
As long as I got enough.
They're just a little bigger, aren't they?
Yeah, one more to cut it. That's good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Try and go through this. The first one that I've got here is from Rognus Brothers for project 382740. It's the DOT bid bond, signed and sealed. With a bid of $224,287. 224287.
Which one was that on? Sorry.
That was on,
The bottom one.
Bottom, yeah.
LC 382740. Do you want me to just stick with individual projects or individual bidders?
I think individual bidders would be easier.
Okay, all right.
'Cause, just to clarify, these are bid together,
These were tied together,
they're
yes.
tied together.
Yep.
So now you're gonna do Rognus
So now I'll do-
301790?
Yes.
Perfect.
Again, the DOT bid bond, signed and sealed. Proposal of $106,787. 106,787. Next up, we have Whiteman Inc. And I will do the 382740. DOT bid bond, signed by Beverly Whiteman, sealed. With a bid of $209,136. 209,136. On to the other project with Whiteman. Bond is intact. bid for that one, $81,007, 81007. Next up, we have Midwest Contracting. They've got it all in one envelope.
Remind me, where's Midwest out of?
Marshall, Minnesota.
Marshall, Minnesota.
Midwest Contracting bid for project 382740. Bid of $235,588, 235,588.
And I had bid bond.
And yes, bid bond is signed and notarized. Bid proposal for project 301790, bonded and sealed at a price of $101,545. 101,545. Last bid is from PCI, Rhinebeck, Iowa. DOT's bid bond, signed and sealed. Bid for $202,578, 202,578. Last bid for project LC 301790, bid bond signed and sealed. Bid proposal, $87,653. 87653. What you got, Dave?
Yeah, that was the final one then?
That was the final one.
Okay, you got two that are really close.
We tied these two together.
Like a stone's throw away from each other. 290, 143, and 290, 231 is what you got?
You did the
I didn't
math
add
on
them
it?
yet.
Oh, that's what I just added.
Dave, you're fired. Bruce beat ya.
I gotta take my glasses off, I don't recognize them.
We will run all of the math back at the office and make sure that the numbers all match and set it for award come Monday.
That'd be great. PCI's lowest.
You what?
If I added it right, PCI is the lowest.
You got a
I had Whiteman, but 143 versus 231. Is that what you got?
Oh, wow, that's really close.
I got it.
Yeah, I had Whiteman also.
Yep.
But,
you gotta pull the coin.
What'd you come for?
well, we're, what, $90 apart roughly?
Wow.
Or is it, yeah, $90?
Yeah.
That's awful tight.
Wow.
And that's one of the closest ones I've ever seen.
Have you? Well, thank you all for...
Thank you.
Thank you for...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Any of the bids,
Thank
all of you.
Appreciate it. So we will set that.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
Got a question.
Yes.
You guys have been really a lot closer on your estimates in the past. Is this due to the inflationary costs, you imagine?
So what was our,
You're about 45,000.
over or under?
Well, we were under, your estimates were,
Quite a bit under.
the bids were about 45,000 over our estimated cost.
Okay.
And I can see that where contractors are looking at it like, oh, we're gonna be doing this 3 months from now, who knows what the costs are gonna be. It
And
is.
everything's, yeah.
I think that'd be correct.
But are they bidding the precast boxes? I mean, they're fairly...
They're standard, but, yeah, we received, an estimate from, Cretex or Forterra now that said that, before Christmas last year, prices went up 10%, and right after the first of the year, they went up another 20%. So when we start budgeting these projects and putting them in our 5-year program, you know, we're not foreseeing a 30% markup on materials.
And plus, these things have to be built long enough that they cure.
Right.
I mean, they don't build them and
Ship 'em.
usually ship them the following week. They want them sitting there.
But a lot of it's a combination of that plus, $5 diesel, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Fuel
Well, you're not
costs,
selling
labor
anything about
costs,
it.
and-
Yeah,
Singing to the choir there, right?
yeah.
repair bills, and sometimes you can't even get the parts anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta plan for the part before it breaks down.
Almost,
When
yeah.
one broke down, they went and just rent one of those articulated trucks, $19,000 a month, plus
Wow.
the $950 to even bring it out.
Yeah. So if you can't get the part, then you gotta rent a machine.
Yeah, that's
So-
what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise you face liquidated
Face
damages
damages.
on projects.
When did you, put your bid estimate together?
I'm still 15%. Pretty close.
I
Yeah.
say,
Dave put it together 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, so.
so I think we're still pretty happy with the amount of bids that we got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously had very, tightly contested bids, it was within $90.
And other than, you know, Rhinebeck's pretty good haul, but Marshall's not that terrible, they're probably in the area.
And Bev here with Whiteman,
Yeah,
they're,
they're over in Downs.
Dow's, they're our closest.
We
Yeah,
got
I-
moved out, we should have been sooner, we
I-
just moved away from the house inquiry.
I told Dave, I said if he could drag his feet a little longer, he could just leave his equipment.
Well, I go every day over to, the elevator over at Rowan, so I can just leave my truck over there and drive back and forth with you guys then, right? Save $5.30 diesel.
But the diesel is what, my son has, for the Gold Eagle, it's going out of sight.
I know.
It is. And they say it's gonna go higher, that's the scary part.
That is, the gas is kinda leveled, I mean, it's high, but I mean, it's kinda leveled a little bit, diesel fuel is just...
Well, you know, them
It's
farmers
terrible.
are gonna be using a ton of
Well,
it
I
right
think
now, and
that's part of the
that's
reason
why
right
it's going
there,
up.
getting towards the farming season, we gotta be able to, and I'm not sure it's the, big people that are doing it, I think the locals are getting some but there's $106 on oil too, so somebody's paying higher. So you'll put that on next week's agenda then, when you get the...
To officially award, as far as, budgeting, I know that top one, we had budgeted at 85, and I think that was bid was 81. But yeah, the second one, I think we had bid at, or budgeted at 175, not realizing how long it was gonna have to be because it was a 60-degree skew, so it ended up being 90 foot a barrel where we thought we'd be significantly shorter.
Oh, okay.
Sort of our discussion, but still, I mean, if you take that one was right at,
Yeah,
the top one, so you're not so
The other
far
one's
off.
25,000.
It isn't egregious.
10%.
Yeah, it's not egregious.
Not this
It's
day and
your-
age, because like I say, if I was bidding something, I'd make sure that I covered my
Oh, you
butt.
can't do it and lose money.
No.
Well, conversations with the DOT recently, that bridge south of you, I had budgeted at 600,000. I have no idea when that comes to bid, how much that one's gonna cost.
Right.
Because the pretension slab bridges are, the cost of the materials are through the roof on that one,
Yes.
so.
Yeah, but we're good on this, so, with the budgeting, and
Yeah.
the 5-year plan part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So has Martin Marietta or any of the rock quarries given you any indication how steep they're going?
Oh, we jumped, our prices jumped 10% on all of our rock, effective first of the year. Martin Marietta went from $7.25 to $8 a ton. The other guys went from $6.50 to $7.25. So they both jumped 75 cents this year compared to last year.
And I'm sure, just like she said, with something breaks down in the quarry and they're trying to get a part and trying to run X amount of diesel machines, grinding it, hauling it, I don't know where the hell it's gonna end.
They're telling the farmers, order your parts for your combine now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think you're gonna need certain parts for your combine, get them ordered now, because it takes a while to get them.
Well, there's actually some things you may know, and there's probably a lot you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Actually, you put it off till a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work very well.
And let it sit for 6 months.
That's not gonna work very well.
Well, thank you, Ben.
Yep, thank you, everybody that did.
Anything, you can let us know.
Sure shall, because he was busy and left me, and usually it's the other way around. I told him, last year he was second so many times. And
I think he was second with us last year by $100 on his birthday, no less.
But just tell him that you come over and you got the bid, hopefully.
Yeah, good luck to
You know,
them.
I did that once, and this was a whole, Waterloo, Brennan County, and it was so close that somebody said, well, she must have had a rabbit's foot. And the other one said, well, we'll see when it's done. And so see, they didn't hold me responsible.
Thank you. No mercy. All right. Are we all
We are good.
okay? Anything else? Trish, you're good?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.